For 3 years, I paid the bills, fixed the roof, and kept my dysfunctional family afloat without a single thank you. But the moment my mother screamed, "You do nothing for this family, get out!" something inside me snapped. I grabbed my keys, walked out the front door, and for the first time in my life, I chose myself. My name is Logan Pierce, and I'm 28 years old living in Chicago. If you'd asked anyone in my family, they probably would have said I was the steady one. Not flashy, not dramatic, just dependable. The kind of guy who takes the garbage out without being asked, who remembers birthdays no one else bothers with. 3 years ago, I moved back into my childhood home after my dad passed away from a heart attack. My mother said she needed help managing the house. What she really meant was she needed someone to keep the lights on, pay the mortgage when she was short, which was often, and pick up after my younger brother Mason, who at 24 still acted like a high schooler who'd just discovered video games. I worked full-time in IT for a healthcare company downtown and freelanced on weekends. I paid the bills, fixed everything that broke, cleaned, cooked, even shoveled the driveway during those brutal Chicago winters. Mason, on the other hand, spent most of his days shouting into a headset, gaming in the basement, living off cereal and Mountain Dew. My mom rotated between silent guilt trips and full-on outbursts, blaming everyone but herself for her unhappiness. I never asked for thanks, but I did expect basic respect. Turns out, that was asking too much. One Sunday afternoon, humid, sticky, the kind of weather that makes tempers simmer, I walked in from a 6-hour emergency job. My stomach was growling. I hadn't eaten all day. I barely stepped into the kitchen before my mom stormed in, arms crossed like I'd committed treason. "You left the trash overflowing again," she snapped. I blinked. "What?" "I took it out last night." She jabbed a finger at the bin. "Well, it's full now, isn't it? You do nothing around here." I felt something snap. Not loudly. Just, finally, quiet, like the last frayed thread giving way. I tried to stay calm. I pay the bills. I fix this house. I clean up after everyone. She cut me off. "That's what a son's supposed to do. You want a trophy for being average? You do nothing for this family. Nothing. If you're so miserable, get out." So I did. I walked past her, picked up my laptop bag and keys, got in my car, and left. I didn't even pack clothes. I didn't know where I was going, just that it was away. I crashed at my coworker Josh's place for a few nights and then moved into a short-term rental in Ravenswood. The first night there was eerily quiet. No slamming cabinet doors, no Mason yelling at lag, just me and a ceiling fan humming overhead. I thought I'd feel guilty. I didn't. I felt free. Then the calls started. Mason first. "Bro, the power's out. Wi-Fi's gone. Mom's freaking. Didn't you pay the bill?" I laughed. "Oh, right, I forgot. I do nothing for this family, remember?" He stammered. "Wait, are you serious?" "Dead serious," I said, then hung up. Next came the voicemails. Mason begging me to come back. My mom alternating between guilt-tripping me and lashing out. "You've always been the responsible one," she said in one message. "Fix this." Funny how fast useless turns into responsible when the power's off. I ignored them all, called the utility companies, removed my name from everything, told them to send bills to my mother, the legal tenant. One rep asked, "You were paying for everything and didn't live there?" "Not anymore," I replied. Then, I got an email from my mom. Subject, please read. It started with a list of all the things she'd done for me. Rides to school, meals, birthdays. Then it veered into, "You don't abandon family. You were supposed to help. That was your role. Not about what you get. It's about duty." Duty. Like I was conscripted into servitude for being born. I didn't reply. I signed a lease on a small apartment near my office. Quiet, clean, no freeloaders. 2 weeks later, I got a call from my cousin Jasmine. "Your mom's calling everyone," she said. "Says you've lost your mind. May wanted to send a wellness check." "You tell her I'm fine?" "I told her everything. That you were paying the bills. That you left because they treated you like a doormat." I let out a sigh. "Thanks." "You're not crazy, Logan," Jasmine said. "Some of us were just too scared to speak up." The following weekend, I returned to the house one last time, just to grab the last few boxes from the garage. The yard looked like a jungle. Trash piled up. No one answered the door, so I used my spare key. As I was loading my trunk, Mason stumbled out, shirtless, holding a bowl of cereal. "Dude, you're seriously leaving? You mean like Mom told me to?" He looked confused. "She didn't mean that. I'm not coming back, Mason." "But what are we supposed to do?" "Figure it out." Then I left. A few days later, I got served. My mom was trying to sue me. Civil suit. She wanted $4,200, 0 cents. Claimed I'd caused financial hardship and emotional damage by unlawfully terminating support. I brought the letter to my friend Heather, a legal assistant. She laughed. "This isn't going anywhere, but let's reply just in case." We drafted a letter. No legal obligation to support adult relatives, no signed agreement, vacated at the verbal request of the homeowner, ended with, "Any further action will be considered harassment." Then came the late-night call. "Logan, it's Mom," she said, voice tight. "I got your letter. So now you're threatening me?" "No, I'm done being pushed around. You're destroying this family. You kicked me out." "I didn't mean it." "Then why did you try to sue me?" A pause. "Because you humiliated me," she whispered. She wasn't sorry I left. She was sorry people saw her without me. I hung up, blocked her number, and when Mason called, desperate again, saying he had nowhere to go, I didn't cave. I gave him job listings, resources, told him about a shelter nearby. He thanked me. But a week later, Jasmine told me he posted a sob story online, fishing for pity. That's when I knew. They didn't miss me. They missed the service. So I went silent. No responses, no cleanup. I told my extended family I was stepping away to focus on healing. Some understood, some didn't. I didn't care. A month later, Mason showed up at my office, hoodie over his head, duffel bag in hand. "I didn't know where else to go," he said. I stared. "So, why come here?" "Because you're my brother." "No, I was your provider. Big difference." He looked like I'd slapped him, but we're family. I crossed my arms. "You watched me break my back for 3 years? You said nothing? Now you want help again?" "I'm trying." "No, things just stopped being free." I told him about the church shelter. "They'll help. But after that, it's on you." He stared. "You did all that already?" "I had a feeling," I said. He walked out. Didn't say thank you. But I felt peace. Not from silence, from boundaries. Months later, Mason had a part-time job. Mom tried to guilt another cousin into moving in. It lasted 2 weeks. I went to therapy. I healed. My therapist said something I'll never forget. Helping builds people, enabling builds prisons. I'd been in that prison too long. Now I live on my own terms, sunrise views, no shouting, no guilt, no weight I didn't choose. And sometimes I think back to that day in the kitchen. It wasn't the day I got kicked out. It was the day I finally walked away.